Good. And good evening once again, and welcome to the Hill Center, here on the campus of St. Joseph's College in the Clinton Hill section of Brooklyn. You are looking at Frank Carbone Court for another, well, actually the first Skyline Conference matchup for the St. Joseph's men's basketball team. And today they take on the 6-1 Yeshiva University Maccabees. I am Michael Kerr, and happy once again to bring you all the action here for all the men's and women's broadcasts throughout the season here at the Hill Center. And tonight we should have a great one. St. Joseph's coming in very hot. They've won 4 straight, and their last 3 here at home. They're actually 3-0 at home so far this season, coming off another win against CCNY of the CUNY Conference by a score of 80-65 on Saturday. But tonight they host the preseason Skyline Conference favorite, Yeshiva Maccabees, and they are 6-1 and already 2-0 in the Skyline. This is the first conference game for St. Joseph's. Yeshiva has been absolutely terrific this year, putting up some big numbers. They have some really big-time performers. They're, of course, very, very good up and down. They finished first in the Skyline regular season last year, and they have a lot of good talent back as well. And they are led by the conference's leading scorer, Ryan Terrell. He is averaging 27 points per game. And he's leading or among the leaders in many other statistics in the conference this year, along with Gabriel Leifer, their other big numbers guy. I'll get into a lot of that in a little bit. One important note, however, that it appears Ryan Terrell will not play tonight. He appears to be injured. He's on the floor but not dressed to play, and he's not in the starting lineup. So, unfortunately, St. Joe's fans are not going to get to see the conference's leading scorer and really the best player in the league, at least over the first 7 games that the Maccabees have played. St. Joe's is led by Stefan Ethert, who's having a terrific start to his senior season. He's averaging 20.8 points per game. That's 3rd in the conference. He also leads the league in rebounding at 12.2. In fact, the only players in the Skyline that are averaging double digits in rebounds are both in this game. That's Stefan Ethert at 12.2. And for Yeshiva, Gabriel Leifer is averaging 10.3. So the two double-digit rebounders are in the lead, in the game today. Also, Dimitri Sarakis is starting off his senior year very, very strong. He's second on the team in scoring, 9th in the conference at 17.8 points per game. He also leads the team in field goal percentage and three-point percentage at 48 and 43%, respectively. So we're in for a good one. I have a lot of stats and information to bring you as we go, but let's get to the action here as we throw it over to the PA announcer, Anthony Macapoulier, and he will get you started, and I'll bring you the starting lineups in just a moment.
For the second game of our Skyline Conference doubleheader, a men's basketball matchup featuring the Maccabees of Yeshiva University and your St. Joseph's College Bears. Now let's get our starting lineups beginning first with the St. Maccabees. At forward, 6'5" senior from Lawrence, New York, number 4, Gabriel Leifer.
All right, so starting lineups here for Yeshiva first. Number 4, Gabriel Leifer. He is a 6'5" senior forward from Lawrence, New York. And again, one of the top players on this team. He actually leads the team he actually leads the conference in assists and blocks. You don't often see that combination. Also in the starting lineup, number 13, Ofek Reef. He's a 6'1" freshman guard from Plano, Texas, and Yavne Academy. He's a 2-time Rookie of the Week in the conference and making his first start tonight with the injured Ryan Terrell out of the lineup. Also in the lineup for Yeshiva is number 23, Bar Aluf, a 6'4" senior guard from Israel. Number 20, co-captain Simcha Halpert, 6'3" senior guard from Los Angeles, California. And finally, number 33, co-captain Daniel Katz, a 6'4" senior forward from Baltimore, Maryland. And Daniel Katz is making his return. He only appeared in one game, only played a few minutes. Clearly had gotten injured, but he's back today. He only played a total of 17 minutes all season and only had appeared in that one game. So one of their senior captains is back. So maybe the addition of Katz will make the Terrell injury a little less painful for Yeshiva. Yeshiva is coached by Elliot Steinmetz in his 6th season. He's 81 and 52 entering the year. Assisted by Joseph Schwartz, Daniel Tammer, Eli Katz, Michael Sweetney, and Jacob Finkelstein. St. Joe's is starting number 0, Sebastian Ethert, a 6'5" senior from St. Francis Prep High School. Number 1, Coven Minor, a 6'6" senior forward from Staten Island and Susan Wagner High School. Number 5, Captain Dimitri Sarakis, a 5'9" senior guard from Oakland Gardens, New York and St. Francis Prep High School. Number 30, Stefan Ethert, a 6'5" senior from Hollis Hills and St. Francis Prep High School. And finally, newly added to the starting lineup, Matt McQuillan, number 21, a 6'1" senior guard from St. Peter's High School in Staten Island. So Frank Reale will not start today. He had started all 5 games so far. He is dressed and on the bench, so we expect to see him tonight. Matt McQuillan making his first start of his senior season. So a huge game here, really, for both of these teams. The first Skyline matchup for St. Joe's, so that's always big. And trying to send a message throughout the league, trying to upset and upend the Yeshiva Maccabees, who are really on a roll and really deep with talent. However, the St. Joe's catches a little bit of a break, obviously, with the Ryan Terrell on the bench. Ryan Terrell, 6'7" from Los Angeles. So we have Gabriel Leifer and Steph Ethert at the nose. Here's the toss and the tip. It's stolen by Yeshiva, and Halpert throws it out of bounds, looking for a cutting Ofek Reef. Simcha Halpert, senior, one of the top 3-point shooters in the league. He makes 4 threes a game on average. He's 5th in 3-point percentage at 44%. Here comes St. Joe's against the man-to-man defense of the Maccabees, and it's going to be a foul on the first drive from Sarakis along the baseline. The foul's going to go against Ofek Reef. That is his first and Yeshiva's first. McQuillan will inbound it under the Willoughby Avenue basket, at which St. Joe's is now shooting. Pull-up jump shot, Steph Ethert is short, rebounded by Reef. Reef averaging 3.6 rebounds to go along with his 10.6 points per game. And again, making his first start, so all that was coming off the bench. Big, strong kid is Reef. Long 3-point shot is good. That's Reef again, Ofek Reef. And 2 guards up front pressing to slow down St. Joe's, trying to deny the 2 guards, McQuillan and Sarakis. Sebastian Ethert brings it up. A little motion offense from St. Joe's to start. Here's McQuillan probing, doesn't have it, finds Sebastian Ethert. Now it's Minor with a long 2-point field goal off the back rim. Rebounded, is pulled down by Bar Aloof. Mishandled, but the layup is up and just off the mark. Might have got away with a foul. Offensive rebound for Yeshiva, and finally put up and in by Ofek Reef off the feed from Leifer. So it's 5-0 Maccabees in the early going. St. Joe's having trouble even getting a decent shot off. First two are a little bit long, contested jump shots. Here's Steph. Now Sarakis will circle it out and run some offense here. Nice bounce pass to Steph. Pull-up jump shot, right elbow, off the glass, no good. Rebound is knocked away, finally hauled in by Coven Minor. Muscles it away from Aloof. Sebastian Ethert for three is good. So Sebastian Ethert with his second three-point make of the season. And the guards are up pressing, but everyone else forgot on St. Joe's. Now a tip from behind, but it's gathered back in by Gabriel Leifer, who puts it up and in. Coach Cocazello wants a 30-second timeout. St. Joe's obviously was in the scout to press on the first field goal make. Sarakis and McQuillan were up front trying to press, but the other three players dropped back in their half-court defense. So that was not a good thing. A little mental error there for St. Joseph's, for most of the players anyway. So it's 7-3 after that first timeout by Joe Cocazello. Again, Coach Cocazello in his 18th season, assisted by Justin Gist and Dr. Lucas Saigan. So trying to shake some sense into his players is Coach Cocazello, and they need to be mentally sharp today as well as physically ready against this very strong Yeshiva team. So St. Joe's will inbound the ball now and walk it up. Yeshiva not pressing out of the timeout in their man-to-man defense. Halpert guarding McQuillan up top. Little flex offense look. McQuillan was open. Minor found him way too late. Ball was deflected and stolen, so on that first back cut, first baseline screen, I should say, McQuillan was wide open. Minor a little slow on the pass. Leifer backing in, finds Katz behind the three-point line. Good! So Daniel Katz, again, making his second appearance this season after an injury sidelined him for 6 games, really 6+ games, as he only played a few minutes in his first game. High-low pass to Steph. He's got one-on-one in the post. Powers it in, blocked by Leifer, knocked away, and run down by Ofek Reef. So Reef making his mark in this game. Couple rebounds, couple baskets. Steal now by Steph Ethert. Bounce pass to Sarakis. The three is up and good. So Dimitri Sarakis, the big three, will get the Bears some momentum now after the steal from Steph Ethert, who incidentally is leading the conference in steals with 3 steals per game is Stefan Ethert. Got his first one tonight. Leifer passed up the 3. Halpert, he'll put it up. No good. Rebound by Steph Ethert after he sloughs Aloof off. So St. Joe's now trailing by just 4 after the Sarakis 3. McQuillan almost had a look. Now he gets into the lane. Gets all the way to the basket. Great drive by McQuillan on a little change of direction, or change of speed, I should say. And knifes his way through the Yeshiva defense. They got a little confused on who was supposed to help, I think. McQuillan got all the way to the glass with really no challenge. Three-pointer is short for Simca Halpert. Terrific shooter from behind the stripe, as I mentioned earlier. Beautiful drop-off bounce pass from Ethert to Minor, but not able to convert on the reverse layup. So an opportunity lost for St. Joe's that would have tied the game. But now St. Joe's feeling the offense a little bit better, a little more flow, and they're getting good looks going to the basket here. Halpert dribbling with the left hand, finds Leifer. Now Leifer drives and finds a cutting Katz down the lane. And not a great job by St. Joe's allowing that flash cut in front of the defense. So you've got to see the ball and you've got to see the other men on the court. So when they move, you've got to move and cut them off or get in front of the cutters. Can never allow flash cuts to the ball side. Nice backdoor cut by McQuillan. Now it's Sebastian Ethert over to McQuillan. Steph to Minor. Good ball movement by St. Joe's, and a really tough shot. Through a little bit of contact for Coven Minor. So Minor with his first field goal of the day brings the Bears back to within 2. They need a stop down here, try to tie this game or go ahead. Open 3 is up and in and out for Bar Aloof, and Stefan Ethert pulls down the rebound, the leading rebounder in the conference. It's his second rebound today. Floater no good for Syracuse. It'll go back to Aloof and the Maccabees. Long three-pointer from straight on is good for Gabriel Leifer. Leifer averaging 16.3 points per game and 10.3 rebounds. And again, leading the conference, 5.7 assists and 2 blocks per game. So Gabriel Leifer doing it all, like almost literally doing it all for Yeshiva. This for a foul goes against Leifer, so he commits fouls as well. He's really filling up the stat sheet as usual. A couple substitutions for Coach Cocazello. Number 33, Richie Simon, is in the game, as well as freshman Chris Edwards, number 12, who's coming off 2 very strong performances, had 10 points in his last game, his career high now. McQuillan and Minor will take a seat on the bench. Jump shot from Steph Ethert is short, rebounded by the newly entered number the newly entered number 42. I couldn't see his number. And little jump hook is no good. St. Joe's has it. The long 3 is a little short. No good. It's Malopsky is the player. I'm looking for his name. I couldn't find him. It's Caleb Malopsky, 6'6" junior from Denver, Colorado. Number 15 is a new Maccabee. Etan Halpert is in the game as well. And here's Malopsky with the layup off the nice feed from Leifer. That extends the Maccabee lead to 7. So St. Joe's cut it to 2 twice. And now Yeshiva was able to put a little distance here. 7-point advantage. St. Joe's with the ball. Just 13 minutes remaining in the first. Sebastian having trouble handling it against Malopsky. Nice long skip pass. Edwards wanted the 3. Instead takes a 1-dribble pull-up. Nothing but nothing on that shot. And Malopsky comes down with the rebound. Another long 3 is good for Gabriel Leifer again from really the same spot. About probably 2 feet behind the 3-point line. St. Joe's is going to need to step out and guard him from that distance or maybe even a little more, as he has shown a propensity from deep. Bounce pass from Edwards into Stefan Ethert in the short corner. Backs in, spins, travels. That'll go the other way. Lost his footing trying to spin on Leifer. I think he read the help coming. Number 1, Max Leibowitz is in the game now for Yeshiva, replacing Ofek Reef. Leibowitz, a 6-foot sophomore from Valley Village, California. So Leifer and Simca Halpert, the only starter still in the game for Yeshiva. Etan Halpert running the point here for the Maccabees. Here's Leifer spinning on and kicks it out for a long 3. No good. Rebound Sebastian Ethert. Taking their time on their half-court offense is St. Joe's. And a steal from Simca Halpert on a poor pass. Here comes the Maccabees again, now with a 10-point lead. St. Joe's better get a few stops here, or they're going to need a timeout. They don't want Yeshiva getting away from them at this point of the game. Long 3 from Leifer is around the rim and good. So 3 consecutive 3-point baskets for Gabriel Leifer. So picking up some of the slack from the missing Ryan Terrell is Gabriel Leifer, and certainly more than up to the task. Syracuse, impossibly tough shot, rebounded by Leibowitz. Here comes Yeshiva again. They're looking to push the pace. Back to Leibowitz, drive, in traffic. There's a whistle, it's gonna be a jump ball as a couple of St. Joe's defenders got their hands in on the drive. going to be a jump ball, and Coach Cocazello, I think, will wisely call a timeout right now as that foul. So I don't know who it's going to be on, but it will be a timeout on the floor called by Coach Cocazello. 11:08 remaining, 23-10. Yeshiva with a lead, so St. Joe's had cut it to 12-10. Yeshiva now on a 9-0 run since that point. So St. Joe's was doing a good job for a few minutes getting to the basket on drives and on cuts, and now they've kind of gotten away from that. I think Yeshiva's doing a very good job in their man-to-man defense of being big with their hands outstretched, and they're communicating well, and they're really closing up those driving lanes now after the last few minutes. Sebastian Ethert and Dimitri Sarakis each have 3 points to lead St. Joe's. They each had a 3-point field goal. Miner and McQuillan have 2 each for the 10 points for St. Joe's. Gabriel Leifer has 11 to lead Yeshiva. He's 4 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from three-point land, so he has not yet to miss. Ofek Reef has 5 points, and Daniel Katz has 5 points. Caleb Malopsky has 2 since he's entered the game. Yeshiva is 5 of 9 from three-point range as well. And another turnover. Good hustle play by Malopsky, and he almost turns it back over again. Looks like he does. Good hustle play by Richie Simon to get the ball back for the Bears. So Sebastian Ethert really not taking care of the basketball well. 2 unforced turnovers, well, 1 unforced turnover, and then this was a near unforced turnover, almost on consecutive possessions, as the referees have to stop play to fix the shot clock. As there was a change of possession, it should have been and is now reset for St. Joseph's with the full shot clock. Sebastian Ethert wanted the 3, puts it on the floor. Nice bounce pass to Simon. Good job by Yeshiva turning the Bears away. Miner didn't take advantage of the mismatch. Instead, kicks it out to Sebastian Ethert. Long 3 is no good. Long pass to Malopsky. Spin, double spin, layup, a little bit off. Should have stuck with 1 spin. Here comes Sebastian. Blows by Malopsky. Kicks it out to Sarakis. The 3 is up. The 3 is just a little bit long. St. Joe's could have used that one, give them a little momentum. They got themselves a wide open look in transition, and a couple subs coming in for both teams. Gabriel Leifer will be back in the game. And I failed to mention that number 32, Kevin Bacor, just entered the game after that timeout. He's a 6'4" senior from Chicago, so a lot of experience on this Yeshiva team, lots of seniors. In for St. Joe's is Stefan Ethert is back in, Matt McQuillan is back in, and the newly entered number 11, James Mojica, a 6'1" freshman from Archbishop Malloy High School, getting some early minutes for Coach Cocazello. Good defensive player, good athlete as well. Limited minutes so far this year. And the 3 is missed from Leifer, his first miss of the day. McQuillan has it, finds Ethert. Strong drive from Ethert, a beautiful hook pass to Mojica. 3-pointer is up and good. So James Mojica coming off the bench for Coach Cocazello and paying dividends. The early substitution from Mojica. That's Mojica's 3rd 3-point make of the season. He's actually 3 for 3 on the year. Again, in some limited minutes. Good driving kick by Yeshiva. Shot by Aloof is in and out, no good. Here comes Stefan Ethert. He's got himself and Mojica, 4 Yeshiva defenders. Pull up by Steph is off the mark. So a 10-point deficit for the Bears now. Starting to try to get back into this here. Need a few stops, though. Bacor reverses it through to Malopsky in the corner, defended by Ethert. Here's Leibowitz. Aloof now driving, trying to drive. Good job by Edwards and the St. Joe's defense. And a nice jump switch from Mojica. 8 on the shot clock. Deflection, steal. Nice job by St. Joe's on defense in that possession. So the league's leading steal man, Stefan Ethert, has his 2nd steal of the day. Yeshiva not letting St. Joe's dribble toward the middle of the court. Good defensive strategy. Ball's tipped away. McQuillan dives on it, gets it back. 2 on the shot clock. Got to do something. It's a turnover. Leibowitz to Leifer all by himself, lays it up and in. So McQuillan on the floor in a little bit of a panic with only 2 on the shot clock, just kind of threw it up for grabs. He would have been better off just holding on to it and taking the shot clock violation. So that leads to a layup for the Maccabees. Now they lead by 12. 8:07 to go. Strong drive by Mojica. He jumps. He passes. Steph tries to dunk and misses it, but he's going to be headed to the foul line. So a nice drive by Mojica finds the cutting Stefan Ethert along the right side baseline. He went up with bad intentions on that attempt. He will head to the free throw line. The foul goes against number 42. Sorry, number 42 is Caleb Malabsky. First free throw is no good from Stefan Ethert. So they need to get back into this one. And here's our first look at Frank Reale, a normal starter. Had his season high 26 points 2 games ago. He's off the bench and replacing Chris Edwards. So some offensive firepower coming off the bench for Coach Cocazello in the form of Mojica's 3, and now Frank Reale, one of the top shooters and scorers on the roster. So we'll see if that can pay off. Reale gets a deflection, so good job on the defensive end too. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Yeshiva will take it out into their own basket. Simca Halpert will inbound. The 5 starters for Yeshiva are back on the floor. Here's Katz. Back to Aloof with the left hand. No good, in and out. So Bar Aloof, a very good scorer this year. Not playing as much as he did a few years ago, just with the influx of talent, but still a very productive senior, 6.3 points a game, 36% shooter. That's the second foul now on Ofek Reef, 4th on Yeshiva. Drive by Reale, he's going to be fouled out front. And that'll be a possession foul. That one goes against Bar Aloof. That's only his first, 5th on Yeshiva. Reale will inbound. Bears trail 25-14. Down 11 here. 7:30 to go in the first half. Long 2 from Steph, off the mark. Rebound is fought for, finally taken down by Frank Reale, who throws it off a Yeshiva player's leg and out of bounds. So a heads-up play by Frank Reale, the junior from Staten Island. Susan Wagner High School, the probable former high school teammate of Coven Minor. Good curl cut by Reale. 3-pointer is up and good off the dribble. Assist to Mojica, and a great 3-point shot off the dribble from Frank Reale. Frank Reale, not a standstill 3-point shooter. He likes to be moving and coming off the dribble. He's very good 3-point shooter off the dribble, as we saw on that little curl cut. So the Bears have closed the gap to 8 now. Haven't been under double digits in a little while. Katz long 3, contested by Steph Ethert. It goes down anyway. So this another senior, Daniel Katz, buries a 3-pointer. It's his first, he's just second game of the year. He's made 2 threes today, his first 2 of the season. Mojica driving hard, lifts up a really tough shot. There's a whistle. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to go against Mojica. So a bit of an out-of-control drive will result in a foul on James Mojica. So St. Joe's has avoided Ryan Terrell, but having trouble dealing with the likes of Gabriel Leifer, Daniel Katz, and plenty of others. Yeshiva looking strong here today. Nice bounce pass into Leifer. He's got it where he wants it, 2 feet in the lane. He's going to be fouled heading to the basket. And Leifer will head to the free throw line. Foul goes against Frank Reale. That's only his first, 3rd on St. Joe's. Gabriel Leifer, 33% free throw shooter. Sorry, I read that wrong. Gabriel Leifer is an 82% free throw shooter. He is 23 of 28 this season, and now 24 of 29. Second free throw for Leifer is good. So Gabriel Leifer can make it from downtown, and he can make it from the charity stripe. So far, he has 13 points to lead all scorers. Here comes St. Joe's again. Looking into Steph Ethert. Nice pass to Coven Minor, lays it up. No good. Maybe some contact, no call though. So a nice look from Steph into Coven Minor. Here's Katz, that should be an offensive foul. He calls it travel instead. Some very strong contact from the very strong Daniel Katz as he charged into Stefan Ethert. They call it traveling violation. Could have been a charge, but St. Joe's will get the ball anyway. Dimitri Sarakis, Sebastian Ethert, and Richie Simon are back in the game, replacing Mojica, who gave the Bears some pretty good minutes. Coven Minor and Matt McQuillan are now on the bench. Nice backdoor cut, but it's stolen by Katz. He wasn't even the primary defender, but he was heads up in the help side, so good job by Katz on that steal. Nice ball movement. Great interior passing from Yeshiva. And probably Steph got a block on that shot, making Leifer miss. Sebastian has it, kicks it to the deep corner. One more pass to Reale, puts it on the floor, puts it up in traffic and makes a tough layup on the left side. Here comes Simca Halpert in transition. Long pass from out of bounds from Katz to Halpert. And we see St. Joe's do that quite a bit this year, not yet tonight, but on field goal makes from the other team. They get it out of bounds and whip it down court, off into a streaking Stefan Ethert. That time it was Daniel Katz to Simca Halpert for the layup. One dribble pull-up, Sarakis, no good. Simon almost gets the rebound. Here's Katz, another long pass to Halpert again. This time Sebastian's in the way, but Halpert still able to score over the outstretched hand of Sebastian Ethert. So Yeshiva starting to pull away all of a sudden as St. Joe's had cut it to 8. Long three from Sebastian is good. So that's one of those shots where as a coach you say no, 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 yes, yes, yes when it goes in. So not the best choice, but a great result. And the ball is fought for, almost turned over, and now a foul in the backcourt. And that's actually not a terrible thing. Sebastian's not going to like it. But St. Joe's would have been in big trouble if Yeshiva was able to clear that. There was 3 St. Joseph defenders in the backcourt, and that probably would have resulted in a pretty easy basket for Yeshiva on the other end. So not a terrible foul. That goes against Sebastian Ethert. That's his first. And the 4th on St. Joe's. Etan Halpert is back in the game, as well as Caleb Malobsky. We find great body movement and ball movement. Not great spacing, however, for Yeshiva. But anyway, Leifer gets a layup attempt. It's no good. Good defense to contest it, but they're letting Leifer get the ball too close to the basket. 2 feet in the lane almost every time. The 3 is up for Sarakis. It's still short. So Sarakis having a little trouble after making his first 3-pointer of the day. Having a little trouble finding the bottom of the net now. He is now 1 for 4 from downtown. Simca Halpert finds the bottom of the net though on this 3-point shot. That extends the Maccabee lead to 37-22, 3:34 remaining. St. Joe's cannot let them kind of run away and hide here before halftime. They need to get back in this. Really, the Sebastian Ethert 3, their only big offensive play, and now they have a chance for a couple of more points. Nice drive by Steph, being very aggressive with the ball from the perimeter, and he finds Richie Simon, who will now head to the free throw line, try to get 2 points closer. That foul goes against Etan Halpert. That's his 2nd, and the 6th against Yeshiva. Simon's first free throw is up and good. Nothing but net. Simon entering this game, only 1 of 2 from the free throw line all season. Earning more and more minutes for Coach Cocazello. Doing a great job rebounding the ball, and a smart player. He gives them good minutes, although he missed the 2nd free throw. He's averaging 3.3 rebounds a game in limited minutes. Reale now defending aloof up top. Yeshiva running terrific offense as usual, and it results in a little short jump shot in the middle of the lane for Simca Halpert. Halpert has 9 points now. Leifer leads everyone with 15s. That long skip pass is open into the deep corner, so they drive around the right side. That pass to the left-hand corner is really wide open. They've done that a bunch of times. Here's Steph for the steal, and turns it right back over as he was off balance, trying not to fall out of bounds. Malobsky, left-hand layup, good. So the Bears really I don't want to say mental errors, but really some bad things happening to them as Steph makes a beautiful steal in the backcourt. Only 2 Maccabees in the way, but it was kind of falling out of bounds, and the other St. Joseph's players didn't realize it. Finally, Sarakis came by late, and it was too late for Steph to have turned it over. Gabriel Leifer has 15 points. He's 5 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 4 from downtown. Simca Halpert has 9 points. He's 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from three-point range. Daniel Katz has 8 points. He's 3 of 4 and a perfect 2 of 2 from three-point land. Ofek Reef has 5 points, and Caleb Malowski has 4. Overall, Yeshiva is shooting 57% from the field, 16 of 28, and 50% from downtown, 7 of 14. Leading scorer for St. Joe's is Sebastian Ethert with 6 points. He's made 2 3-pointers today and has 3 rebounds. Second leading scorer is Frank Reale, who really he's only played 5 minutes so far, but he made his 2 field goals, one of which was a 3. Dimitri Sarakis, James Mojica have 3 points each. Sarakis struggling from the field, only 1 of 7 and 1 of 4 from behind the arc. Coven Minor has 2, Matt McQuillan has 2, Richie Simon has 1, and leading scorer Stefan Ethert is 0 of 6 from the floor. He has only 1 point in 15 minutes of play, coming in averaging 20.3 points. So Steph needs to get on the ball if St. Joe's wants to have a chance. They now trail by 18 points. But they were right in this thing, and then you just blink, and Yeshiva forcing turnovers, scoring in transition, and getting looks very close to the basket. Here's a look very far from the basket, but a 3-point make by Frank Reale. And again, the Bears, even out of a timeout, not ready to slap on the press after the field goal make. So another mistake for St. Joe's, but here's a nice block from Seb. However, a whistle and a foul will be called. So the long 3 for Frank Reale, and then the Bears really just not ready to slap on that press. Second time today. And this foul shouldn't be against Sebastian, I don't think. And it's not. It's on Steph Ethert. So Sebastian looked to have gotten a clean block, but there were other white shirts in the area. So they're going to call the foul on Richie Simon. And the refs are conferencing right now, maybe about that. But on the board it says Richie Simon has committed his second foul, which would be accurate. Gabriel Leifer goes to the line for 2. Again, a terrific free throw shooter, as are much of Yeshiva. They lead the conference in free throw shooting at 81%. And again, Leifer comes into this game at 82. And he is perfect so far today. And as I say that, the announcer Joan kicks in and he misses. He's now 3 of 4 from the line. Sorry about that, Gabriel. 42-26, just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Yeshiva really pouring it on over the last couple of minutes. And now a little run and jump defense out of the man. Great job by Simca Halpert to turn away Sebastian Ethert. And he's going to get whistled for a foul, but he's doing a pretty good job staying in front of Sebastian, who's not so easy to stay in front of typically. Foul will go against Simca Halpert. That's his first. It will send Sebastian to the line for a 1-and-1, as that was the 7th team foul on Yeshiva. He misses the front end, and the rebound comes down after being tipped into Simca Halpert's hands. So again, St. Joe's not able to take advantage of free throw opportunities. They've struggled from the line most of the season. Here's the run and jump in the half court from St. Joe's now, which we normally see earlier in the game, and Yeshiva makes them pay. I can see why they didn't put it on earlier. Yeshiva, very well-disciplined team and a great passing team and a great team moving without the basketball. So a very hard team to double in the half court because it's leaving space open for other players, and Yeshiva will make you pay typically in that situation, as we saw on that possession. Long skip pass to Simon. Had a chance to get in the lane, instead pulls it out. 3-pointer for Steph is good. So Stefan Ethert with his first field goal of the evening is a 3-pointer, and that will bring the Bears back to a 15-point deficit. Nice drive, nice pass, and his ball is tipped around between 2 Maccabees, and now a foul is going to be called. And one of the Ethert brothers is going to pick this one up. It's going to be Steph. That is Stefan's first. and the 6th on St. Joe's. Just under a minute to go here. St. Joe's really needs a stop, and then maybe could go for a 2-for-1. But they got to get this stop first. Yeshiva, wide open layup inside. So great, again, passing and cutting without the ball. St. Joe's doing a poor job in the half court of seeing all the players all the time and moving on defense when the players move. Whenever the ball is moved or players move, all 5 defenders have to react. You have to really be on the ball against a team that runs offense as efficiently as Yeshiva. There's a reason why they were picked almost unanimously to win the conference this year. Layup is missed by Steph. 24 seconds to go. Yeshiva can hold for 1. No more shot clock. Ball is tipped away. Real tips away again, but Yeshiva still has possession. 15 on the game clock. And they will walk it back out and try to take that last shot, leading 46-29. 17-point lead here. Wide open 3 for Leifer. Don't leave him open. This time he is off the mark. Simon gets the rebound. Edwards throws up a desperation heave from 3-quarter court. No good. And we will head into the half with the Yeshiva Maccabees. After turning it on in the second part of the first half, they lead 46-29. We'll be right back with halftime stats. We'll go around the skyline, see what's going on, and bring you some more information right after this. You are watching St. Joseph's College basketball. So we are back at the Hill Center here at the half. Yeshiva leading the St. Joseph's College Bears 46-29 heading into the second half here in these Skyline Conference matchup, the first Skyline game for St. Joe's, the third for Yeshiva. And St. Joseph's having all kinds of trouble on the offensive end in particular. They have only 29 points, and they come into this game averaging just about 80 points, which is fourth in the Skyline. And the one thing they have done very well is shoot the three-point shot. And if it wasn't for three-pointers, the now you're on the air. Thank you. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to, one of the assistant coaches from Yeshiva stopped me to tell me what a wonderful job I'm doing, I hope. Anyway, if it wasn't for three-point shots, St. Joe's would have a lot of trouble scoring. They are 7 of 11 from downtown, which is a terrific number. Almost 64%. That's almost unprecedented from three-point shots. However, of those they've made 7 three-pointers. They've only made 10 field goals altogether. So they've only made 3 two-point field goals. So thank goodness for the three-point stripe. Sebastian Ethert has 2 of those three-pointers. Frank Reale has 2 of those three-pointers. Stefan Ethert, Dimitri Sarakis, and James Mojica each have 1 apiece. But they're really struggling to score. So their 2 leading scorers, Stefan Ethert, who enters the game averaging 20.8 points per game, has only 4 points. His only field goal was a very late three-pointer in the first half. Dimitri Sarakis, their second leading scorer, averaging 17.8 points a game, is only 1 of 7 from the floor. His one make was a 3, so he has a total of 3 points. So when you have 2 guys that are averaging almost 40 points apiece, you know, that have only less than 10 points between them, you're going to struggle. So they really need to get themselves going. And you know, Dimitri has had a lot of pretty good looks. The one thing that they have going offensively is when they drive the ball from the one side of the court, typically it's the right side of the court, Dimitri will drift down to the left corner, and he's wide open. They're throwing skip passes to him, and he's getting good looks. Frank Reale as well has been in that spot for a couple of open looks. Frank Reale, incidentally, is the leading scorer for St. Joe's right now at the half. He only has 8 points, so no one in double figures. And Reale, having been replaced in the starting lineup by Matt McQuillan today, he's only played 8 minutes, and he's got 8 points. So a nice spark off the bench from him. Sebastian has 6. Stefan Ethert has 4 once again. Sarakis and Mojica each have 3. Minor and McQuillan have 2 each. And Richie Simon has 1 point for the 29. Again, only 10 field goals made out of 28 attempts for St. Joe's. 7 of those 10 are threes, and they're only 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Yeshiva playing without their leading scorer and the conference's leading scorer, Ryan Terrell. He's out with an injury, and Terrell is second in the conference in field goal percentage as well, shooting an astounding 69% from the field. He is not playing today with an injury, but they have picked up the slack from other areas, most especially Gabriel Leifer, who is their second leading scorer. He has 16 points on 5 of 9 shooting. He also is 3 of 5 from downtown. He did make his first threes. They were on, I think, 4 possessions. He has 16 points to go along with 7 rebounds. Also for Yeshiva, Simcha Halpert has 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Daniel Katz, in only his second game of the season, he got hurt in the first game of the year, and he's back today. He's given Yeshiva a boost as well. He's 3 of 4, and 2 of his makes are from downtown. He has 8 points. 5 points for Ofek Reef, who was on the bench a lot of the game with foul trouble. Caleb Malopsky came off the bench and has 4 points and 4 rebounds. Bar Aloof has 2. Etan Halpert has 2. And overall, Yeshiva has also made 7 threes, but it took them 15 attempts, so they're shooting very well from three-point range as well, 46.7%. They're 18 of 31 overall for a very, very strong 58.1% from the floor. So that is really the difference, I should say, is St. Joe's is having trouble putting the ball in the basket, if not for the three-point shot, giving them any kind of chance to try to get back into this game, trailing right now 46-29. The only Skyline game tonight is this one. There are no other games in the conference, even non-league games, so the rest of the league has the night off as everybody is, I'm sure, watching this very broadcast to try to get their scout done, watching Yeshiva and St. Joe's. I'm not sure how much good information they're going to get from the announcer, but I'm sure they will get plenty from the video as usual. The new Skyline Men's Basketball Weekly Report came out yesterday, and the player of the week this week, for the first time this year, it's not a player from Yeshiva named Ryan Terrell. This week, however, it is Elijah Lott from Purchase. He's a junior guard from Albany, New York, and Columbia High School. He had 28 points on 11 of 15 shooting, as well as 8 assists and 5 rebounds in a 93-85 victory against the Lean and Lightning of the CUNY Conference. And this week's Rookie of the Week, for the first time, it's not Ofek Reef of Yeshiva. This time it's going to be Chris Torres from Sarah Lawrence College. He's a freshman, obviously, guard from Danbury, Connecticut. He shot 7 of 9 and 5 of 6 from downtown to get 20 points in a triumph over Stevenson. Stefan Ethert, with his 20 points and 11 and a half rebound average in his 2 games last week, earned him mention on the honor roll, and Ryan Terrell is also mentioned on the honor roll. He had 30 points on 9 of 12 shooting, 4 makes from downtown in a victory over Old Westbury. So again, the only game today is this one in the conference. After tonight, the St. Joseph's men go on a 6-game road trip before returning here to the Hill Center way into the future, January 16th against Mount St. Vincent. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off. So we will be away from the broadcast for quite a while, at least on the men's side. The women have a long road trip as well. But the next 6 games for the men will be away, and most of them will be non-conference games. So after today, next Tuesday, a week from tonight, they'll be up at Newport's for a 5 o'clock tip. Then they play down in Atlanta, Georgia. They travel over the Christmas break on the 29th and 30th. That's Sunday and Monday. They'll play Oglethorpe and Berry University in the Oglethorpe tournament. Then in 2020, they will kick off the new year on Saturday, January 4th in New Jersey against Keene University. Then they will head back to the Skyline for a road matchup on Wednesday, January 8th against Farmingdale State, and Tuesday, January 14th at St. Joe's of Long Island. And again, that Thursday, the 16th, they'll be back here against Mount St. Vincent. So we hope you are back logging in on the 16th of January. So set your calendar now, because after that, they go on a 2-game road trip before heading home for 4 of the following 6. Yeshiva coming off back-to-back Skyline victories against Mount St. Vincent and the College of Old Westbury. After today, in just 2 days on December 5th, they will be heading to Farmingdale State in the Skyline matchup. And then on Sunday, they will play St. Joe's of Long Island out in Patchogue. So they will be on the road for a while as well. And then they go away for a non-conference matchup at Eastern Connecticut State before returning home on December 17th against New Jersey City University. So that's what's coming up for these 2 teams. Hopefully St. Joe's can find a way to take care of the ball a little bit better, as they turned the ball over only 7 times, but it feels like more than that. It feels like they all led to easy baskets the other way, and a couple times they made baskets that turned into long layups on the other end with a long outlet pass, twice to Simca Halpert, actually. No one really in foul trouble. A couple guys with 2. Richie Simon for St. Joe's has 2. Ofek Reef and Etan Halpert have 2 each for Yeshiva. So we will start the second half, and St. Joseph's should have the first possession. No, I'm sorry. Yeshiva will have the first possession, as there was a jump ball in the first half after Yeshiva had won the tap. They'll inbound it. The original starters are in for both teams. Good ball movement around the perimeter for Yeshiva. Kick out to Katz, passes up to 3, puts it on the floor. Good defense by St. Joe's, but you got to play 30 full seconds of defense against this Yeshiva team. Katz powers it up, no good. Rebound Steph Ethert, long pass to Dimitri Sarakis. He picks it up, guarded by Reef, off glass, no good. And a good effort by Minor to try to chase it down. Instead, it's Gabriel Leifer for Yeshiva with the rebound. Here comes Aloof. Nice bounce pass into Reef. Dribbles it back out. Yeshiva will run some offense. And again, got to play a full 30 seconds if you are the St. Joe's defense. Really patient offense from Yeshiva. And here's a turnover, though, as Katz wasn't ready for that pass inside from Leifer. He was open. It was a good look. But I think Katz just wasn't expecting it as he was really right under the basket. St. Joe's, again, really, they got to get their arms out wider. They got to be bigger on defense, try to take away some of these passing lanes that Yeshiva is really taking a lot of advantage of. Missed by Steph. Here comes Leifer. Goes right down the middle against two defenders. He almost dunks it home, but loses the handle as Minor and Sebastian Ethert kind of didn't see him coming. I don't know why. Nice pass over to Steph from Seb. Steph, hook pass back to his brother. Jump shot, left elbow, no good. Rebound, Stefan Ethert. So Ethert to Ethert. There's a whistle on this drive. It's going to be a travel. So we've seen Steph with a lot of utilizing the spin move quite a bit this season in the low post. And typically it works for him, but he is called for the occasional traveling violation as he was there. Full court press by St. Joe's. This time they're ready for it. Here's Aloof, bounce pass to Katz. He can't handle it and drops it out of bounds. Great job by Yeshiva breaking that zone press with passing and one quick ball reversal. St. Joe's will get another opportunity, still trailing, 46-29. That was the score at the half. Sebastian, nice bounce pass inside the Minor, powers it up and good, and the whistle. So Coven Minor will get the bucket, a rare two-point make for St. Joe's, and he will head to the free throw line for a chance at the old school three-point play. Foul goes against Simca Halpert, his second and the first on Yeshiva. Coven Minor entering the game averaging 7.4 points per game. Only 54% from the free throw line though. And he is way off. That is actually a violation because he did not hit the rim. Full court press again, the 1-2-1-1 from St. Joe's. They're going to try to chop that first pass. Got to watch, though. Yeshiva is very good against pressure because they pass the ball and space the floor very, very well. And they all can handle it. Nice skip pass from Halpert to Leifer. Good recovery by St. Joe's. Now they can play some half-court D. Still in their man-to-man, which they've played all game. I would not recommend playing zone against a team like Yeshiva. Here's Katz over to Leifer. Can't handle it. Stolen by Sebastian Ethert. Here come the Bears. They have numbers if they want it. Kick out, McQuillan, three, off the mark, no good. So good look from St. Joe's in transition. Bar Aloof will bring it up for Yeshiva now. So St. Joe's, a couple good opportunities, not able to convert except for that one layup from Minor with the foul. Left-handed jump shot from Bar Aloof is no good. I feel like St. Joe's, they haven't played great, and Yeshiva has played well, solidly. I feel like St. Joe's should be closer in this game, though. They've really squandered away some golden opportunities and just some unexplained mental errors that really shouldn't be happening have converted into Yeshiva points as well. I'm not saying they should be in the lead or anything, but they really should be more in this game. Bad miss from Steph. Here's Yeshiva walking it up. Haven't scored yet this half, 3 minutes in. They don't seem too concerned about it as they're running their very patient, structured offense as they always do. Ball is ripped away from Leifer, and Steph Ethert, streaking up the sideline, is fouled right over half court by Bar Aloof. That's going to be his second and the second on the team, so St. Joe's will take possession right at half court. So St. Joe is playing a lot better in the beginning of this half, just not able to take advantage of some easy scoring opportunities that they have created for themselves. Here's Steph again, one-on-one against Leifer. Looks into Minor, spin move, fade away, jump shot, whistle, and the basket went but will not count as a traveling violation will be called on the spin move from Minor. Pretty play by Minor and a nice basket, but it will not count. So we will stay 46-31 in favor of Yeshiva. Nice trap in the corner, long skip pass to Ofek Reef. 3-on-2 Yeshiva. Reef keeps it and lifts it up over the 6'6" Coven Minor for a pretty basket from Ofek Reef, the good-looking freshman for the Maccabees. Almost a turnover. Sarakis able to haul it in. Good shot fake from Seb. Good recovery from Reef. Tough shot from Seb. And it bounces around, almost falls, but not quite, as Gabriel Leifer swipes down another rebound. He's now in double figures in rebounding. Near turnover. Great hustle by Katz, and gets it over to his teammate Reef. Great job by the senior Daniel Katz getting on the floor for that, and it results in 3 points. So Simca Halford makes the bucket, but I think we should give a half a point to Daniel Katz on that one. I'm sure he'd appreciate that, because that possession was kept alive by Katz. Tough catch from Steph. Tough pass from Steph. Picked up by Minor, and a whistle before the shot. So Minor doing a nice job getting the ball through the rim. It's not always counting, though. This time it's not going to count. It is a foul. St. Joe's will retain possession. 20 on the shot clock. Third foul on Bar Aloof. Third on Yeshiva. Etan Halpert is back in the game, replacing Bar Aloof, who again has just picked up his third foul. Etan Halpert typically runs the point for Yeshiva, but they have a number of guys that can handle that spot. The three is up for Reale. Good. So Frank Reale, who just got in the game, I failed to mention, replacing McQuillan, buries a three. So he comes in hot again in the second half like he did in the first. Lob pass, no good. Sarakis, the three. Back rim, rebound Minor, whistle on the rebound. So another open look for Sarakis. He's looking a little frustrated. Great job by Coven Minor this half, though, really getting to the rim. That time created a foul, hustling for the offensive rebound. That's the third foul on Etan Halpert. And Sarakis able to convert this time to bring St. Joe's to within 15 again. Nice bounce pass, great extra pass. Wide open three for Halpert, good. So a great extra pass from Daniel Katz to Simca Halpert, who is deadly when he's that open from behind the arc. A lot of size on this Yeshiva team as well. Everybody seems to be 6'4", 6'5", with the exception of Ofek Reef, who's 6'1", but very strong 6'1". Turnover from St. Joe's. Leifer will get it over behind the back to Halpert. Halpert, nice crossover, and he's going to be fouled before they can get a good look at the basket. This is going to go against Sebastian Ether. That is his second, personally, and only the first on the Bears. Caleb Malobsky is back in the game, replacing Daniel Katz, who gave some really strong minutes for Coach Steinmetz in this second half. Sebastian Ether will take a seat on the bench after picking up his second foul. He is replaced by freshman Chris Edwards. Long three from Halpert again. This one is a little too long. No good. Here's Frank Reale. In limited minutes, Frank Reale has really been a great spark for the Bears. Had 8 points in the first half in only 8 minutes. Made a three-pointer in about 8 seconds in the second half. Here's Edwards, back to Reale. Passed up to three this time. Step back, dribble, three, no good. So we do know that Reale likes to put it on the floor before he shoots. And that time he tried the little step back, which he is good at. Great shot fake to clear the passing lane. And an offensive charging foul is going to be called as Simca Halpert on the drive couldn't stop his momentum. That's going to be 3 on Halpert. So Simca Halpert, Bar Aloof, and Etan Halpert all have 3 fouls for Yeshiva. That is the 15th foul on the Maccabees this half. Here come the Bears walking it up, trying to run some offense, get something going to the basket. Again, Coven Minor having a good half. Frank Reale coming in sharp. Got to get Steph and Sarakis busy for St. Joe's. Those guys are too important to have quiet games, and St. Joe's still to have a really good chance. Here's a nice drive from Steph. Can't make it, though. Shiva will take over again. Nice dribbling from Halpert. That's an offensive foul. So nice dribbling by Halpert to get between the legs and try to get around Reale. But Reale, a great job moving his feet and squaring up, drawing the offensive charging foul as Halpert kind of extended the arm a bit. Good call by the official and really good defense by Frank Reale. James Mojica's in the game. Made a 3 as soon as he got in the first half, so gave Coach Cocazello a spark, looking for another one as he replaces Dimitri Sarakis, who's actually getting tended to by the trainer. Something on his hand. I think his hand is bleeding, I think. So we got 2 freshmen on the floor for St. Joe's. And another whistle. Looks like a foul. Going to stay here. So St. Joe's, again, creating opportunities for themselves offensively this half. That foul's going against Caleb Malowski. He has 2 now. And that is the 7th on Yeshiva. So a long way to go. 13-17 to go in the second half. That is their 7th team foul, so it should result in a one-on-one, and it is. So Coven Minor, who's had a good second half here, very active second half, will head to the free throw line for 2. He's 0 of 1 today, yet to hit the rim. So the front end of the one-on-one is good for Minor. Number 25, Tyler Hod, is in the game for Yeshiva, 6-foot senior from Teaneck, New Jersey, replacing Ofek Reef, his first action tonight. And here's Minor's second free throw attempt, trying to close the gap a bit closer, and he does. So 2 for 2 for Minor, 16-point deficit now for St. Joe's. Minor will have a rest, so a really good job by Coven Minor. He should get a very quick rest, and coach should get him back in the game as soon as possible. He's replaced by Richie Simon. So here's a very rare occurrence for St. Joe's, only 1 senior on the floor. Nice cut by Malowski and a great pass from Gabriel Leifer for the conference's leading assist man. Picks up another one. That is 9 assists to go along with 11 rebounds and 16 points for Gabriel Leifer. Fadeaway jump shot from Edwards, no good, he wanted the foul. Here's Leifer around the back. Tyler Hod. Traveling violation as Leifer moved a little quick before the dribble move. Shuffled his feet, and the official explaining it to Coach Steinmetz, who wasn't sure about it. 12:42 to go. 18-point game again, so the Bears have cut it to 15, cut it to 14, and just haven't been able to get closer. Yeshiva is tough to come, a very difficult team to come back on because they're so patient on offense. You have to play a lot of defense, and they rarely make mistakes on the offensive end. They often get good looks. But they're piling up the fouls right now. That is the 3rd now on Caleb Malowski. That's going to send Stefan Ethert to the free throw line. And St. Joe's really needs these free throws. So they're getting to the line. They don't get this first one. They're getting to the line quite a bit. But they really need to start converting. They're only shooting less than 50% from the free throw line so far today. Second one for Steph is good. 12:27 to go, still a long way to go, but St. Joe's really has to start shoring up their defense and taking advantage of opportunities on offense. Here's a foul as Steph tries to be very aggressive and sneak up behind Malowski and try to knock it away. So only his second, so he can afford to be aggressive right now, trying to make something happen for his team. So Steph struggling in the scoring department, but certainly trying to help out in other ways. Bar-Aloof helps out with a left-handed layup off the out-of-bounds play. And very little defensive challenging from St. Joe's on that play. Stefan Ethert, only 1 of 11 today from the floor in 26 minutes. He does have 3 assists and 6 rebounds, however, and 4 steals. 3 is no good. Reali thought he got fouled. Kick ahead to Leifer. Lays it up and no good, a little short. He's ended up going off balance thanks to Chris Edwards getting in the way. Bounce pass to Edwards, drop off. Passes up to 3. Kicks it to Simon. He wants it. He gives it up too. Great job by Yeshiva. And now a drive from Mojica. He's up, out of control. That's a charge. So the Bears really out of sorts with some of their younger players in the game. A little too tentative on the perimeter. Edwards had a chance at a 3. Simon had a chance at a 3, and they were pretty open. In a college game, you got to be ready to step up and knock down those open jump shots when you get the opportunity, especially when you can get it for 3. So that foul goes against Mojica, his second. 3rd on the Bears. Now they need to get a stop again. Here's Aloof. Here's Leifer. 3-pointer Leifer is no good. Good contest by Steph. But an offensive rebound by Malowski, no good. Mojica has it and hauls it in finally for St. Joe's. So no harm on that play, even though Leifer was left pretty open. Give Stefan Effert some credit, though, flying out at him and hopefully deterring the shot enough to have made it miss. Steph Effert guarded by Leifer at the top of the circle. Jump shot, Steph, in and out, no good. Rebound knocked away by Simon, but finally hauled in by Bar Aloof. Nice bounce pass to Malofsky. Drives all the way to the basket. Whistle, it's a blocking foul on Stefan Effert. And Stefan Effert, although the shots aren't falling, he is doing everything he can to try to get his team back into this game. Really hustling on defense, trying to get steals, trying to be active, trying to take charges as he usually does. That'll be his third foul, however, and he will get a well-deserved rest right now, as he is taking a little bit of a beating, but he is really doing a great job just trying to provide some kind of spark, as the Bears are just not sure where they're finding it right now, where they're getting it from. So some of the younger players are coming out now. We're going to get some more experience on the floor with 10:46 to go. Sebastian Effort's back in the game. Coven Minor's back in. Matt McQuillan, Dimitri Sarakis, and Frank Reale. So everyone else gets a rest. Steph Effert gets a rest. Looks like he might be bleeding as well, getting treated by the trainer on the St. Joseph's bench at the end of the bench. Free throw from Malofsky is no good. Kick to McQuillan, drive baseline. He's looking for somebody, probing. He finds Sarakis for three. The three is up and no good. Rebound is knocked away and hauled in by Gabriel Leifer. He has a triple-double today at the Hill Center. Leifer kicks it into a cutting Ofek Reef, and again, the flash cut. He gets in front of Frank Reale that time. You cannot allow your offensive player, not any offensive player, to get between yourself and the ball, especially when you're right under the rim. Nice bounce pass to a back-cutting Reale. Layup is good, and the whistle. Count the bucket. Frank Reale will head to the line, and a beautiful little bounce pass from Matt McQuillan. And how often have we seen that this season, and really throughout his career? Matt McQuillan handling the ball, making a nice little one-handed bounce pass to cutting teammates. So a timeout will be called by Coach Cocazello and the St. Joseph's Bears. We'll take a quick break with 10:06 remaining. 62-41. Maccabees with a 21-point lead now, but Frank Reale will head to the free throw line to try to complete a three-point play. Take a minute now to enjoy, once again, the St. Joseph's Diamonds. So the one bright spot offensively for St. Joe's has been Frank Reale. He has 13 points, the only Bear in double figures, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown. He's only played 14 minutes. He's got a chance for another point here from the free throw line. And it's in and out, so he still has 13. Now it's Yeshiva with the ball against that man-to-man from St. Joe's. Gabriel Leifer already with a triple-double with still 10 minutes to go in the game. He's got 16 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists. And he finds Katz wide open under the rim. I don't know how that happened. Kicks it out for three. Simca Halpert, no good. Rebound, Ofek Reef lays it up and in. So Ofek Reef on the spot on the offensive rebound, puts it back up and in. So Reef now, I believe, he has 9 points now, so he's scratching double digits as well soon. Jump shot from Coven Minor is long. And St. Joe's has not shot well from the field, but a lot of their misses have been bad misses, like not inside the rim. And credit Yeshiva's defense, but more than their defense, it's not that they're contesting shots great, but they put so much pressure on you because they score and they make you work so hard on defense, and they limit their mistakes. So they've turned it over a bit today, but they're a difficult team to play against because you feel like you have to be perfect, and that is A, not the case, but B, it puts pressure on you and you start to choke up a little bit on even when you get open jump shots. So a lot of bad misses for St. Joe's. Shooting just over 30% from the field, which is not a good number from two-point land. They're shooting 47% from three, though, which is a great number. So that's really what's really accounting for a lot of their points. And they've also not been good from the free throw line. Long three, Bar Aloof, good. So Aloof with a quick trigger, catch and fire with the left hand. So Aloof coming into this game averaging 6.3 points. He's got 7 now after that three-pointer, so he's got his average. Turnover, Sarakis looking for Reali. Here's Reef, goes all the way and dunks it home with the right hand. So Ofek Reef off the steal, goes all the way to the rim and hammers it home with the right hand. Here's Sarakis, hook pass to Reali. Hand off to Seb. Seb wants a three, and he does not get it. Rebound for Gabriel Leifer. That's his 12th rebound. Here's Aloof. He's driving hard. Cut off by Reali. And a great job by Daniel Katz with another assist. So Katz playing the position of tossback. Every time the ball gets to him, he is not even looking to face the basket. He's looking right to that next pass to the next open shooter. So give the senior a lot of credit, being unselfish and just creating easy opportunities for his teammates, and that's why Yeshiva is as good as they are, besides all the talent. Here's a long pass, and a lob, and a dunk is in and in. So not the way you draw it up, but the wheels are coming off the wagon for St. Joe's as Yeshiva just having their way, and a big reason for that is a timeout is called and needed. A big reason for Yeshiva getting these easy looks now is St. Joe's is panicking, and they're rushing on offense. And on defense, they're just kind of scrambling a bit. And when you start scrambling against a team like Yeshiva who can move without the ball and pass the ball as well as they can, they are going to find wide open looks, and they've done that. And St. Joe's is starting to lay it up a little bit as well. Still 7:06 remaining, though. There's a long way to go. They need to keep playing and kind of settle themselves together and not worry about missing shots and worry more about how they're going to finish this last 7 minutes. And the result in the game is probably is pretty well set as the Bears trail by 33 right now. But you got to use these 7 minutes to move forward and get ready for this long road trip, and understand that when you get in conference play, home or away, you are going to be in for a battle. And Yeshiva is giving them all they can handle tonight and then some, even without really their best player, Ryan Terrell, who's on the bench. A couple substitutions for Coach Cocazello. Zach McDonald's in the game for the first time, and Nick Reali is in the game for the first time. He joins Richie Simon, Chris Edwards, and Stefan Ethert. So Steph staying in the game, the one senior staying in the game, has really just kind of played his heart out, even though he has not been able to find any way to make baskets today. So frustrating as it is, he's trying to do it in other ways. So give him some credit. Richie Simon will head to the line right now. Daniel Katz, his first foul. 10th on Yeshiva. Number 32, Kevin Bokor, is in the game for Yeshiva. And now Max Leibowitz is back in the game for Yeshiva. He replaces Simka Halpert. Halpert exits the game with 15 points. He's 6 of 11, made 3 3-pointers. Simon's second free throw is in and out. So the Bears will try to shore up their defense, maybe create some turnovers possibly. Here's Nick Reali giving Aloof all he can handle. Simon, good, knocks the ball away. Katz gets it back, and a traveling violation. So good job by Richie Simon getting right up in Katz's grill one-on-one. And Katz loses the ball, ends up, as he tries to pick up the loose ball, turns over, rolls over with the ball. That's a travel. Katz will take a seat, being replaced by Caleb Malobsky. St. Joe's will take over, trailing by a lot. 6:30 to go. Here's Steph, drive, and a foul out front before the shot. This will send Stefan Ethert to the free throw line, so maybe he can get going offensively with some free throws. Foul goes against Malobsky. That's his fourth. Steph today, 2 of 4 from the line. And he makes his first of 2. Steph now, that's his 6th point of the day. So he has struggled offensively. Second free throw is good, though. Leibowitz driving hard, lays it up off glass, no good. McDonald had it, but Simon will get credit for the rebound. Zach McDonald, a bit of a three-point specialist, trying to get something going offensively. Here's Simon with a 3, back rim, no good. Rebound bar aloof. And Nick Reale tried to jam the rebounder a little bit, maybe get a quick steal. Not so on this one. Here's aloof. Almost had a lane, but Nick Reale turns him away. Long 3 from Malowski, good. Another 3-point make for a Maccabee. That is the 12th three-pointer made for Yeshiva in 23 attempts. Tough drive from Edwards. He'll get a foul call to head to the line. I don't think anyone on Yeshiva knows who fouled him. Turns out it was Max Leibowitz. It's only his first. Edwards will head to the line. Edwards averaging 4.4 points, but really he had 10 in the last game. The game before, I think he had 8. So really trying to get his sea legs under him as a college basketball player, and this is his freshman year. First free throw was good, so Edwards now has his first point today. And number 23, Jimmy Cocazello is in the game, a 6'4" senior from St. Peter's. His first action today. Usually sees limited time. He replaces Stefan Ethert, who certainly has seen his night come to an end, I think. And another freshman, Anderson Beltray, is in the game for St. Joe's, number 34, 6'3", freshman from Holy Cross High School. And Joe Sheehan is in, a 6'8" freshman from Staten Island. So a lot of the new guys, freshmen, getting in the game, trying to get a little experience, really for the future of the season. Upcoming Skyline Conference schedule after this long road trip. Actually, the last 2 games of the road trip are on the Skyline. Want to get some of these younger guys some experience in case they are needed. We've seen Chris Edwards give some really good minutes as a freshman. James Mojica giving some good minutes as a freshman. Some of these other guys now getting a chance. Here's Sheehan, loses a handle, almost gets it back, but it's pulled in by Bokor. That's Kevin Bokor, number 32. Malowski to Bokor. Three-pointer Malowski. In and out, no good. And Cocazello with the rebound. So Jimmy Cocazello looking for his first field goal this year, although he does have a free throw made. Only appeared in 2. This is only his 3rd appearance. Very limited time. Here's Beltray. Nice pass over to Nick Reale. And great shot fake. Unselfish pass to McDonald. No good. And Beltray will put it up and just miss an open layup on a putback. Malowski will run down the rebound into the corner. So an open 3 from McDonald, no good. And a wide open putback attempt from Beltray is off the mark. So Beltray still looking for his first collegiate points. 15 on the shot clock. McDonald guarding Leibowitz. Here's Malowski. Nice pass inside. Almost not handled, but then finally hauled in. Rebound off the miss goes to Sheehan, and that layup was missed by Jeffrey Owen, who just got in the game. He's number 22, 6-foot sophomore from Seattle, Washington. So Yeshiva players from all over this country and others. Here's Beltray handling the ball, trying to use a Sheehan screen. Turns it over. Leibowitz pushes it out ahead. Good power dribble up ahead, and Leibowitz beats all comers with the long layup off the turnover from Beltray. Long 3 from Nick Reale is good. So the Reale family accounting for a lot of the points today for the Bears. Drive from Aloof, kick out. Another drive from Leibowitz. Here's Malofsky, pass up to 3. Instead, he'll drive and turn it over, I think. Almost turns it over, but Sheehan not able to get a handle on it. And Ben Reeves will enter the game for the first time tonight, replacing Nick Reale, who just buried that 3. Ben Reeves is number 15, another freshman, 6'1", from Dunedin, New Zealand. Ryan Bokor, number 35, is in for Yeshiva, as well as number 24, Michael Bixon. So both coaches kind of emptying the bench here in the last 3 minutes in a blowout will-be victory for Yeshiva. Leibowitz, fancy dribbling, gets in the lane, lifts it up, and makes a tough shot with just 1 second on the shot clock. Really tough shot. And Sheehan, with a late contest, almost got there in time to block it. But Leibowitz able to keep his concentration to make his second consecutive field goal. Sheehan passed up to 3. Now it's Cocazello up top. 10 on the shot clock. Beltray has the handle. Driving with the left. Cocazello lifts up the right hand, and he gets fouled. So Jimmy Cocazello will head to the free throw line to get some points on the board. So Jimmy Cocazello, a seldom used senior, along with 3 freshmen, and Zach McDonald, a also seldom used junior. And first free throw from Cocazello is in and out. Nick Reale will re-enter the game, replacing Anderson Beltray. Owen and Leibowitz will exit the game. Number 21 is in for the first time. That's Jasper Newman, a 6'4" sophomore. So a lot of size on this Yeshiva team. Well, everyone, 6'4", 6'5". Second free throw from Cocazello is good. Here's Jasper handling the ball against Reeves. Number 30 is Sammy Mandel. He just got in the game as well. They're trying to keep track of the entire roster for both teams. It's quite a task for this announcer. Mandel gets it to the corner. Long 3 from Bokor as the shot clock expires. He misses, but the rebound is put, or the offensive rebound, I should say, is put up by Newman, but he can't put it down. Ben Reeves, 3-pointer is up, no good. Rebound Yeshiva, and that is Ryan Bokor. Nice look inside, and it's stolen by Sheehan, so a nice look from Alan Jakubowicz, who also just entered the game, 6'7", so probably the tallest player on the team, although most of these guys are just a little bit underneath him. Nice kick to Reale, can't handle the ball. Sheehan powers it up, right hand jump hook is good. So Joe Sheehan with a pretty move with the right hand, trying to prove to Coach Cocazello that he can be used if needed throughout this season. Good skills on Sheehan, big body, good skills, pretty good combination. A foul out top. This should go against McDonald, I believe. That does go against Zach McDonald. Only the 5th on St. Joe's this half. Nick Reale and Anderson Beltray are back in, replacing Zach McDonald and Chris Edwards. Jakubowicz finds Newman. Long 3 is up for Mandel and good. So Sammy Mandel, his first points of the season for Yeshiva, and the bench is always happy about that. Long 3 for Sammy Mandel. The guard from Lawrence, 5 Towns, Long Island, New York. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Mandel, trying to get that steal. 13 on the shot clock, 34.4 on the game clock. Nick Reale has it up top. Bears trailing by a long shot, guarded by Newman. Good rejection of the screen. Nice right-handed layup just off the mark. So a nice take by Reale, not able to hit it. Up to Mandel, guarded by Sheehan, and Sheehan with a hard foul. Mandel still got the shot up with the left hand and almost made what would have been a really tough layup. But a hard foul by Sheehan will send Mandel to the free throw line for 2 shots. So give Joe Sheehan a little bit of credit. This game is basically over. 33-point spread, 20 seconds left. Still not, Sheehan not willing to give up an open layup in transition. He's going to make Mandel earn it from the free throw line. First one is good. Sammy Mandel, his first free throw attempts of the season as well. Next broadcast again for the men is not until January 16th after a long 6-game road trip for St. Joe's. Miss, offensive rebound is missed. Here's Jakubowicz again. Kicks it back out. Yeshiva will hold the ball, and they will be content to hold it until this clock runs out on a 34-point victory for the Maccabees of Yeshiva. So a real tough one for St. Joe's as the clock winds down. 2-1-0. And Yeshiva will escape with a 34-point victory here at the Hill Center. St. Joe's just couldn't get it going offensively in the first half, and it kind of put them behind the 8 ball, trailing at halftime by double digits and not able to come back. Second half had to extend a little bit, and Yeshiva really made them pay. So Yeshiva, a very good-looking team here in the Skyline, but St. Joseph should get used to it. They have talent too, and a lot of teams are going to look like that. So they need to be ready to go come this Skyline season. Again, the next broadcast will be January 16th here at the Hill Center on sjcbears.com. Final stats in this 85-51 victory for Yeshiva. They were led, by Gabriel Leifer, who was undoubtedly the player of the game. In 32 minutes, he totaled a triple-double. He had 16 points to go along with 17 rebounds and 11 assists. So 16 points on 5 of 12 shooting, 3 of 6 from downtown. He was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Simka Halpert had 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting. He made 3 of 7 from behind the arc as well. 13 points for Ofek Reif, the freshman. He was 6 of 7 from the floor and made his only 3-point attempt. 10 points for Bar Aluf on 4 of 8 shooting. 2 of those were threes. Also 10 points for Daniel Katz, who was 4 of 6 shooting. 2 of those were also threes. And Katz also had 5 assists. I thought he had more than that, actually. 11 points for Caleb Milobsky off the bench. He was 5 of 9 from the floor. Max Leibowitz had 4 points. Sammy Mandel had 4 points. And Etan Halbert had 2 for the visiting Maccabees. 34 of 64 for a very strong 53.1% from the floor. They were 50% from three-point range, 13 of 26. Only got to the line 7 times and was 4 of 7 from the charity stripe. For St. Joe's, they were led by the 13 points from Frank Reale off the bench. He was 5 of 7 and 3 of 5 from downtown in only 17 minutes of play. So really the only offensive bright spot for St. Joe's individually was Frank Reale. Stefan Effert was the second leading scorer. He only had 7 points and was held to just 1 of 12 shooting was the leading scorer and the third leading scorer in the conference. The leading scorer for St. Joe's. He made his 1 field goal was a 3-point make, and he was 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Steph also kicked in 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and his conference leading 4 steals. Sebastian Effert made 2 3-pointers in the first half. He totaled 6 points today, as well as 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Coven Minor had 6 points on 2 of 7 shooting. Dimitri Sarakis, coming into the game, the second leading scorer on the team, was held to a paltry 2 of 11 from the floor. Only 5 points from Dimitri. 1 of his 2 makes were from downtown. James Mojica had 3 points off the bench. Nick Reale had 3 points off the bench. Chris Edwards had 2. Matt McQuillan had 2. Jimmy Cocazello had 1, and Richie Simon had 1 for St. Joe's. Overall, they were 16 of 55 from the floor for a very paltry 29.1%. So credit the Yeshiva defense for really holding St. Joe's down, particularly their 2 leading scorers, more than in check tonight. So 16 of 55, 29.1%. From three-point land, however, St. Joe's did shoot well. They were 9 of 22 for 40.9%. From the free throw line, they were 10 of 19, 52.6%. So Yeshiva will come away with a big victory here, minus the services of their leading scorer, Ryan Terrell, who was out with an injury today. They certainly did not need him, as Gabriel Leifer led the way with a triple-double, and St. Joseph's really struggled with Yeshiva's pressure defense. So again, I am Michael Kerr, and we will catch you next time, but it will be a while before we speak again, not until January 16th. So keep track of sjcbears.com for the men's basketball schedule, as they have quite a few road games. They travel to Atlanta after Christmas, and they come back for Keene, and then 2 conference games before they head home on the 16th. That game will be against the College of Mount St. Vincent, a 7 o'clock tip. So again, I'm Michael Kerr, and wishing you good night, and we will see you in 2020 on January 16th.